How Successful People Manage Time by AI Audiobooks Empire. Introduction. Time is the silent currency of life. Every sunrise delivers 24 hours to kings and queens, workers and dreamers, the wealthy and the poor alike. Yet the difference between success and struggle lies not in how much time we are given, but in how we choose to use it. Successful people understand that time is not just minutes on a clock, it is opportunity, discipline, and destiny. They treat time as a sacred resource, guarding it with intention and investing it with wisdom. Unlike money, time cannot be earned back once spent. Unlike possessions, it cannot be stored away for later use. Every tick of the clock is a reminder that life is moving forward, and every choice we make is either an investment in our future or a debt we will regret. Those who squander time on distractions, procrastination, or trivial pursuits discover too late that their greatest wealth was slipping through their fingers. Those who honor time, however, build lives of meaning, impact, and legacy. This audiobook explores 12 timeless principles of how successful people manage time. Each chapter reveals a mindset or discipline that transforms ordinary hours into extraordinary results. These are not quick hacks or shallow tricks. They are deep, principle-driven practices that shape character, sharpen focus, and build legacy. You will learn how successful people prioritize, plan, guard their energy, and align their daily actions with long-term vision. By the end of this journey, you will see that managing time is not about doing more, it is about doing what matters most. It is about aligning your days with your vision, your actions with your values, and your choices with your destiny. Time is not simply passing, it is shaping the story of your life. And the way you manage it will determine whether that story is one of wasted potential or fulfilled purpose. If you are here listening, welcome to AI Audiobooks Empire. This channel is dedicated to bringing you stories, principles, and wisdom that uplift, empower, and transform lives. Every narration is crafted to inspire discipline, resilience, and intentional living, values that guide us toward becoming the best version of ourselves. Your support means the world. Every listen, every share, and every subscription helps us continue creating content that reaches hearts and strengthens minds. By engaging with this channel, you are not only encouraging the growth of this project, but you are also becoming part of a community that values wisdom, discipline, and purposeful living. Each time you share, you extend the reach of these principles to someone who may need encouragement, clarity, or motivation in their own journey. So let your support be more than a click. Let it be a contribution to a movement of growth and empowerment. Together, we can build a space where stories are not just heard, but lived out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for helping us continue this mission to inspire and elevate lives through the power of audiobooks. Now, let us begin our journey into how successful people manage time. Chapter 1: Valuing Time Over Money. A poor mindset often treats money as more valuable than time, chasing wealth while wasting hours. It believes that possessions and financial gain are the ultimate measure of success, yet overlooks the truth that money can always be earned again, while time, once lost, is gone forever. Successful people know that every coin spent can be replaced, but every moment wasted is a piece of life surrendered. They measure decisions not by cost alone, but by the time it consumes or saves, because they understand that time is the one resource that defines destiny. This perspective shapes every choice they make. They invest in tools, systems, and people that save time because they understand that time is the true measure of wealth. They avoid cheap distractions that cost hours, preferring investments that multiply their future. They are willing to pay for efficiency, to delegate tasks, and to build structures that free their schedule for what truly matters. For them, money is a servant, but time is the master. Every decision is filtered through the question, does this protect or waste my hours? By valuing time above money, Successful people live with urgency and clarity. They refuse to squander their days, knowing that every moment is a seed planted into their destiny. Their wealth is not measured by possessions but by progress, not by accumulation but by impact. They understand that money can buy comfort, but only time can build legacy. And so they guard their hours fiercely, treating each day as a priceless gift, knowing that how they spend it will determine the story of their life. Chapter 2. The Power of Prioritization. Successful people do not try to do everything. They focus on what matters most. They understand that not all tasks carry equal weight, and that urgency often disguises itself as importance. Many people spend their days reacting to emails, messages, and minor demands, believing they are being productive when in reality they are simply busy. Successful individuals rise above this trap by recognizing that true progress comes from focusing on the few actions that create the greatest impact. They know that time spent on trivial tasks is time stolen from their vision. They practice prioritization by asking, "What will move me closer to my vision?" This principle allows them to cut through noise and concentrate on high-impact actions. They know that saying yes to everything dilutes their strength, while saying yes to the right things multiplies it. Prioritization is not about doing more, it is about doing what matters most. It is the discipline of choosing significance over convenience, of directing energy toward goals that shape the future rather than distractions that fade away. By filtering decisions through the lens of purpose, successful people ensure that their days are aligned with their destiny. Prioritization is the art of aligning effort with purpose. It transforms busy days into productive ones, ensuring that time is spent on what truly matters. It is the difference between scattering energy across countless tasks and channeling it into the few that truly count. Successful people understand that every yes is also a no, every commitment to one thing is a rejection of another. By mastering this principle, they live with clarity, focus, and strength. Their calendars reflect their vision, their actions reflect their values, and their results reflect the power of choosing wisely. Chapter 3. Discipline in Daily Routines. Success is not built on random bursts of effort, it is built on disciplined routines. Successful people design their days with structure, creating habits that guide them toward consistency. They understand that discipline is not about rigidity, but about freedom, the freedom to focus, the freedom to progress, and the freedom to live with clarity. Without routines, life becomes chaotic, decisions become scattered, and energy is wasted on trivial pursuits. With routines, however, every hour is directed toward growth, and every day becomes a step closer to destiny. They wake with intention, guard their mornings, and establish rituals that anchor their focus. Morning routines are especially powerful because they set the tone for the entire day. Whether through exercise, reflection, planning, or learning, successful people use the early hours to strengthen their mind and body before the demands of the world arrive. These routines are not restrictive, they are liberating, because they remove decision fatigue and channel energy into progress. By automating discipline through habits, they ensure that success is not dependent on mood or motivation, but on structure and consistency. Discipline in routines ensures that success is not left to chance. It makes productivity automatic, turning ordinary days into extraordinary results. Successful people know that excellence is not achieved in one grand moment, but in the quiet repetition of daily disciplines. Each routine becomes a brick in the foundation of greatness, each habit a thread woven into the fabric of legacy. They understand that while talent may open doors, it is discipline that keeps those doors open. And so they embrace routines not as burdens, but as the invisible architecture of success. Chapter for saying no to distractions. Distractions are the thieves of destiny. They arrive quietly, disguised as harmless entertainment, endless scrolling, or minor interruptions, yet they steal the most valuable resource you possess: your focus. Successful people recognize that every distraction is not just a moment lost, but momentum broken. They understand that attention is the fuel of achievement, and once it is scattered, progress slows. Saying no to distractions is not arrogance, it is respect for their vision, their goals, and their future self. They guard their environment with intention, designing spaces that protect concentration. They limit unnecessary commitments, refusing to be pulled into obligations that do not align with their priorities. They resist the lure of constant entertainment, knowing that pleasure without purpose is a trap. In a world where attention is the most valuable currency, successful people spend it wisely. They choose silence over noise, clarity over clutter, and depth over shallowness. Their discipline in saying no is not about deprivation, it is about preservation of what truly matters. By saying no to distractions, they say yes to progress. Their clarity allows them to move faster, deeper, and stronger toward their goals. They understand that every hour guarded is an hour invested, and every interruption resisted is a step closer to destiny. Distractions may promise comfort, but they deliver regret. Focus may demand sacrifice, but it produces freedom. Successful people know that greatness is not achieved in scattered moments, it is achieved in concentrated effort. And so they master the art of saying no, because they know that their future depends on it. Chapter 5: Delegation and Trust. Successful people know they cannot do everything alone. They understand that time is multiplied when responsibility is shared. Instead of clinging to every task, they embrace the wisdom of delegation, recognizing that their greatest strength lies not in doing everything themselves, but in building systems and empowering others. They see time as a collective resource, where trust and collaboration transform individual effort into collective achievement. Delegation is not weakness, it is wisdom. It allows them to focus on high-value work while empowering others to grow. By entrusting tasks to capable hands, they create opportunities for others to develop skills, gain confidence, and contribute meaningfully. They build teams, systems, and partnerships that extend their reach beyond their own capacity. Delegation is not about giving away responsibility, it is about multiplying impact. It is the discipline of saying, I will do what only I can do, and I will trust others to do what they can do. By trusting others, they create synergy. Their time is freed for vision and leadership, while their teams execute with strength and precision. Trust transforms delegation from a transaction into a relationship, where each person contributes to a shared mission. Successful people know that leadership is not measured by how much they carry, but by how much they empower others to carry with them. In the end, delegation and trust are not just strategies for saving time, they are principles for building legacy, because true success is never achieved alone, but through the collective strength of many. Chapter 6: The Importance of Planning Ahead. Planning is the bridge between vision and execution. Successful people do not stumble into their days, they design them. They understand that without a plan, even the most ambitious goals remain dreams. Planning is the act of bringing clarity to chaos, of turning intention into structure, and of ensuring that every hour is directed toward progress. It is the discipline of foresight, where tomorrow's victories are prepared today. Those who fail to plan often find themselves reacting to life's demands, while those who plan ahead lead life with purpose and direction. They plan weeks, months, and years with foresight, aligning schedules with goals. Planning ahead prevents chaos, reduces stress, and ensures that time is spent intentionally. It is not about filling calendars with endless tasks, but about aligning commitments with priorities. Successful people know that preparation is power. They anticipate challenges, prepare for opportunities, and create strategies that allow them to move forward with confidence. Their plans are not rigid, they are flexible frameworks that adapt to change while keeping vision intact. This principle transforms life from reactive to proactive. Successful people live by design, not by default, because they know that preparation today prevents regret tomorrow. Planning ahead allows them to seize opportunities before they slip away, to avoid pitfalls before they appear, and to maximize every moment with clarity. It is the difference between drifting aimlessly and sailing purposefully toward a destination. In the end, planning is not just about managing time, it is about shaping destiny, ensuring that every day is a deliberate step toward the future they envision. Chapter 7. Guarding Energy, Not Just Hours. Time management is not only about hours, it is about energy. Successful people understand that tired hours are wasted hours, so they guard their physical, mental, and emotional energy with the same vigilance they use to guard their schedules. They know that productivity is not measured by how long you work, but by how effectively you work. A drained mind produces little, while a refreshed mind can accomplish much in less time. Energy is the fuel that powers focus, creativity, and resilience, and without it, even the most carefully planned day collapses under fatigue. They rest strategically, eat wisely, and exercise regularly to sustain focus. They treat their bodies as vessels of productivity, knowing that neglecting health leads to diminished performance. They avoid draining environments and toxic relationships that sap strength, choosing instead to surround themselves with people and places that uplift and energize. They understand that energy is not infinite, it must be renewed, protected, and directed toward what matters most. By managing their energy, they ensure that every hour is not just filled, but fruitful. By managing energy, they maximize productivity. They know that 1 hour of focused effort is worth more than 3 hours of exhaustion. Successful people schedule their most demanding tasks during peak energy times, reserving lighter activities for when their energy dips. They treat rest not as laziness but as strategy, recognizing that renewal is essential for sustained excellence. In the end, they understand that managing time without managing energy is incomplete. True success requires not only guarding the clock, but also guarding the strength that makes every moment count. Chapter 8. Leveraging Technology Wisely. Technology can be a servant or a master. Successful people use it as a tool, not a distraction. They understand that while technology offers incredible power to save time and amplify productivity, it can also become a trap that consumes attention and scatters focus. The poor mindset often allows devices, apps, and endless notifications to dictate the rhythm of life. But the rich mindset treats technology as an instrument of efficiency, carefully controlled and intentionally directed. They automate repetitive tasks, use digital systems to organize, and leverage apps to save time. They embrace calendars, reminders, and project management tools to streamline their responsibilities. But they also set boundaries, refusing to let constant notifications dictate their day. They know that technology should serve their vision, not sabotage it. This means turning off distractions, limiting social media consumption, and using digital platforms with discipline. For successful people, technology is not entertainment, it is empowerment, a way to multiply their reach and sharpen their focus. By mastering technology, they multiply efficiency without losing clarity. They control their tools, ensuring that technology serves their vision rather than sabotaging it. They understand that true mastery is not about having the latest gadgets, but about using existing tools with wisdom and restraint. Technology becomes their ally in building systems, scaling impact, and protecting time. In the end, successful people know that technology is only as powerful as the discipline behind it. When guided by purpose, it becomes a lever that lifts them higher. When left unchecked, it becomes a chain that holds them back. Chapter 9. Continuous Learning and Growth. Successful people invest time in learning. They understand that knowledge compounds, and that every hour spent in growth multiplies future opportunities. Learning is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Those who stop learning stagnate, while those who continue to grow expand their influence and sharpen their ability to adapt. Successful individuals treat every book, every lesson, and every conversation as a seed that, when nurtured, produces wisdom and strength for the future. They know that the mind, like a muscle, grows stronger with consistent exercise. They read, study, and seek mentors. They treat learning not as an occasional activity but as a lifelong discipline. Books become their companions, mentors their guides, and experiences their teachers. They do not wait for knowledge to come to them, they pursue it with hunger and humility. They understand that wisdom is not gained in a single moment, but through the steady accumulation of insights over time. By dedicating themselves to continuous learning, they remain adaptable in a world that is constantly changing, and they position themselves to seize opportunities that others may miss. By dedicating time to growth, they stay ahead of change. Their wisdom expands, their skills sharpen, and their opportunities multiply. Continuous learning keeps them relevant, resilient, and resourceful. It allows them to transform challenges into lessons and failures into stepping stones. Successful people know that the greatest investment they can make is in themselves, because growth compounds in ways that no other resource can. In the end, their legacy is not just built on what they achieved, but on the wisdom they cultivated and passed on to others. Chapter 10. Balancing Work and Rest. Rest is not wasted time, it is a strategic investment. Successful people know that burnout destroys productivity, so they balance effort with renewal. They understand that the human body and mind are not machines that can run endlessly without pause. Instead, they treat rest as fuel, a vital resource that restores clarity, sharpens focus, and strengthens resilience. They see rest not as an interruption to progress, but as an essential part of the rhythm of success. They schedule breaks, guard sleep, and embrace recreation as fuel for creativity. Sleep is not negotiable, it is the foundation of energy, memory, and decision-making. Recreation is not indulgence, it is renewal, a way to refresh the spirit and spark imagination. Successful people know that stepping away from work allows them to return stronger, sharper, and more effective. They embrace balance, recognizing that life is not only about achievement, but also about joy, health, and relationships. By protecting rest, they protect the very foundation of their productivity. By balancing work and rest, they sustain long-term success. Their pace is steady, their energy renewed, and their vision preserved. They understand that sprinting through life leads to exhaustion, but pacing themselves leads to endurance. Success is not about how much you can do in a single day, it is about how consistently you can perform over a lifetime. Rest ensures that their journey is not cut short by fatigue, but strengthened by renewal. In the end, they know that balance is not weakness, it is wisdom, the secret to lasting achievement and a fulfilled life. Chapter 11. Living with Long-Term Vision. Successful people manage time with the future in mind. They understand that every decision, no matter how small, is a brick laid in the foundation of their destiny. While many live only for the present moment, chasing comfort or convenience, successful individuals align daily actions with long-term goals, ensuring that every step contributes to their legacy. They know that vision is the compass that guides time, and without it, hours are easily wasted on pursuits that bring no lasting value. They ask, will this matter in 5 years? This perspective allows them to avoid trivial pursuits and invest in lasting impact. They measure their commitments not by immediate gratification, but by enduring significance. This mindset transforms how they spend their days, choosing growth over distraction, discipline over indulgence, and purpose over pleasure. By filtering decisions through the lens of vision, they ensure that their time is invested in building something that will outlast them. Their calendars reflect not just tasks, but destiny. Vision transforms time into destiny. It ensures that hours are not wasted on the temporary but invested in the eternal. Successful people know that legacy is not built in a single day, but through the accumulation of intentional choices over years. They live with clarity, refusing to be swayed by fleeting trends or shallow pursuits. Their vision gives meaning to sacrifice, strength to discipline, and endurance to perseverance. In the end, they understand that time is not just about survival, it is about shaping a future that echoes beyond their own lifetime. Chapter 12. Turning Time into Impact. Time is not measured by hours, it is measured by impact. Successful people understand that the true value of time lies in what it produces, not in how much of it is consumed. They know that being busy is not the same as being effective, and that filling a calendar with endless activity does not guarantee progress. Instead, they ask themselves, what difference will this hour make? This mindset transforms their relationship with time, shifting it from mere survival to purposeful influence. They use their hours to build, to serve, and to inspire. Every meeting, every project, every conversation is approached with intentionality. They measure success not by how busy they are, but by how much difference they make. Their focus is not on accumulating tasks, but on creating outcomes that matter. Whether it is mentoring a colleague, launching a vision, or serving their community, they ensure that their time leaves a mark. They understand that impact is the true currency of leadership, and that hours invested in others multiply far beyond themselves. By turning time into impact, they leave a legacy. Their days echo beyond themselves, shaping lives and influencing generations. They know that the hours they spend today will ripple into the future, affecting not only their own destiny, but also the destinies of those they touch. Successful people live with the awareness that time is short, but its influence can be eternal. They refuse to waste it on trivial pursuits, choosing instead to invest it in actions that build, uplift, and transform. In the end, their legacy is not measured by the length of their life, but by the depth of their impact. Closing summary. Time is the silent architect of destiny. Successful people do not waste it, because they know every moment is a seed planted into their future. They value time above money, prioritize what matters, guard their focus, and live with vision. They understand that discipline today creates freedom tomorrow, and that intentional living transforms ordinary hours into extraordinary impact. Every choice, no matter how small, is a brushstroke on the canvas of their legacy. They live with the awareness that time is not simply passing, it is shaping the story of their lives. As you leave this audiobook, remember, your future self is watching. It will inherit the discipline or the neglect of your choices today. Guard your hours, protect your focus, and live with intention. Do not allow distractions to steal your destiny, nor trivial pursuits to consume your strength. Instead, invest your time in growth, in service, in vision, and in impact. Treat each day as a gift, each hour as an opportunity, and each moment as a chance to move closer to the life you were meant to build. Time is not just minutes on a clock, it is the measure of your destiny. Use it wisely, and you will not only succeed, you will leave a legacy that endures. Let your hours echo beyond yourself, shaping lives, inspiring others, and influencing generations. The principles you have learned here are not theories, they are tools. Apply them with discipline, live them with conviction, and let them transform your days into a life of meaning. Your time is your life. Guard it, honor it, and invest it with wisdom. Thank you for watching and listening to this audiobook. I am truly grateful for your time and attention, and I hope the principles shared here inspire you to apply them in your own journey. Remember, wisdom only becomes powerful when it is lived out, when it moves beyond words and becomes action. If this message has encouraged you, I invite you to share it with others so they too may benefit and grow. Growth multiplies when wisdom is passed forward, and your act of sharing could be the spark that helps someone else begin their own journey of discipline, clarity, and focus. Carry these lessons with you, apply them with intention, and let your actions speak louder than words. Guard your hours, protect your focus, and live intentionally, because your future self is watching, and it will inherit the discipline or the neglect of your choices today. The end.